another type of interactive that you may want to be putting into your content that's proven quite popular so far is the Brightspace checklist tool. You can find them by searching through the subject admin area and looking underneath your assessment area, and there'll be an option for checklists. You can either see pre-existing checklists if you've made any, or you can also create a new checklist. If you are wanting to create a new checklist yourself, you can do so from this page, from the checklist page, by clicking New Checklist. We'll give it a name, a description to sit at the top, and now we can start populating the checklist itself. And that works with these two labels we have down the bottom here. Category, which effectively means a subheading. So in this case, what I might do is call this section 1 of my checklist. And I'll create another called section 2, just to demonstrate. If we hit save, we've got our two sections. And now I'm going to start adding items, which are effectively our checkbox areas. So what items am I going to have in my checklist? You can see that I've got an opportunity to provide a longer description in here. It's giving me access to the full Brightspace editor, which means that if I want to use the insert stuff option to add in external content, I can add those in as well to the checklist item. Similarly, I can quick link and point towards other parts of the subject for the checklist item. So if I wanted a checklist item telling students to make sure that they'd read page 1 of the content, then I could point towards a particular area of the learning materials. That particular page, it's now been quick linked. Don't put in any due dates in your master subject site because they'll need to be changed continually every time there's a teaching session run, but we can hit save and new. So it's added the first item and allowing me to add in a second one. But the first thing you'll notice is it's showing me up the top which category it's organizing those checklist items under. Change that to section 2 and call this second thing I should be doing. More information in here. And then I'll save it. Now let's have a look down the bottom now at the items that are going to be in our checklist. First section, one checklist item here, and then the second section has another checklist item there. And if I hit save and close, here it is at the bottom. And I can preview it just to see how the checklist is going to appear. And then the students would be able to come through and check those items when they've done those things. So that's making a checklist very, very quickly. But how do we provide it to the students? The easiest way is to link to the checklist in your content. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to add my existing checklist into the welcome folder in this case that I've highlighted. The checklist already exists, so let's hit add existing. I'm going to have a look at the checklist area. Find the name of the checklist that you've added. Here it is down the bottom. It's now the fourth item inside this folder, and you'll notice new items always hidden by default. So let's unhide it. It's in there, and now we might change our view so we can see what this looks like as a student. Into the welcome. I might open my hamburger menu here on the left here so I can jump between items. And the one thing I haven't done yet, 3 out of 4 things I've done, the one thing I haven't done is you do the checklist. So let's have a look at the checklist sample. And here it is. So it's very, very easy to create checklists. They're most popularly being used at the moment for end of module type checklists to make sure that you've completed all of the activity for the week as one example. But there are many, many different scenarios where you might find application for the checklist tool. The best part about it is that we get analytics around where students are up to. So it's not just a student support tool themselves. We also get to use it as academics as well. So check out the checklist tool.